Hello everyone and welcome back to Morrowind with Kire and Felinsaretti here in Twitch and later on in YouTube as well. We were left onto this shrine last time around after we returned to the rusty dagger to this gentleman, sort of. And it was indeed then turned... I still have the rusty dagger. I guess I really didn't go and actually change this yet. Or maybe I did?
You found my razor. Good. Can you feel its hunger? Can you feel its frustration? Now I will make it again what it once was, what it shall always be. Draw a line of blood across the land in the name of Morrowind's Dagon.
Yeah, not sure how much we're actually gonna be doing that. But anyways, apparently I hadn't actually saved after that. So that's done now. Nonetheless, the rusty dagger is gone and it's a little bit more than just that. I was thinking though that we are all the way over here anyways already, so I think I'm just gonna go to the Ursulaku camp and be heading to the Gogorun, because I think that was exactly the location we were supposed to go from the Ursulaku camp, so I think that is going to be our destination right now, just so that we can go and proceed with that, especially when we happen to be already in the right direction. So it seems a little bit silly not to be just going ahead and doing that. Just going all the way over there. Where was the door? There's the door. A little bit of a difficulty to find it in this darkness, but found it in the end. Not sure I like the fact that you are here immediately attacking me, but I guess we should be fine. For now, that is. Then, that's the wrong direction, that's pretty much the right direction. So let's just be heading into the actual right direction. Nothing in there at the moment. So yeah, well, I did fail in casting that spell, not anymore. And I think I will just go ahead and just pin this here, go into the local map, and equip our blinding boots speeding boots, so to speak. And let's just go. I don't know if the Razor will be catching us. He was pretty close to us after all. He might. Might be a little bit dangerous then, but hey, we'll hear if he's gonna be starting to attack us. I'm sure we're gonna be hearing if he decides to catch us, and he did. Which is fine. I don't want to be starting to remove the map for the moment, when we are just gonna be stopping for that just a moment. And good evening, hyvää iltaa tajuntaa. Welcome to the stream. So how have you been this week? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. I'm just going with the blinding speed for the moment. I wonder how soon I need the water walking back. Apparently at this moment. I guess I could also be switching this then, so that we can actually see something. Okay. Alrighty, we're soon there. Not quite yet, but very soon into that ship. Not sure if something else is attacking us or not. That's no fun though if your tablet broke. Nothing on you. I'm doing all A-okay. But good that you're doing otherwise well. Yeah, nothing too special with me, really, in the end. Slaughterish. Die. I'll take your scales, that's totally fine by me. Then, how do I want to be proceeding from here? We're here, there's quite a bit of a travel still there. I could try to be possibly just resting. And also work starts next Wednesday, so that's pretty exciting. Good to hear. So not long anymore then for that. Hopefully that will be interesting and fun. Kind of feels a shame to be putting the blinding boot speeds on when this beautiful dawn is going on. Maybe I shouldn't then yet do it and just head onwards like this for a moment at least. You can't even see the beautiful dawn when you have the boots on. But yeah, hopefully you will have fun on that work for sure. And hopefully it will go all well. Trust your other senses. For a change. Like our, well, to be honest, I don't know, maybe we are a bird or something, considering we are so excellent at navigating when we are completely blind. Seems nice enough, good. Very pretty shadows and all. Maybe I should cast this again. You failed at casting the spell. Well, at least my alteration skill increased, so that's nice. Slowly advancing. While not having the boots. Guess we could be equipping them soon, but let's at least get into this shore. Did we even visit here before? Yeah, this is actually the same place. Or well, not the same place, but basically we visited both of these locations previously at some point or another. Ah, is this even Gnesis? I thought that Gnesis would have been a little bit... No, this is cool. Alrighty. I was still wondering, is this Gnesis? Is this... What location is this exactly when there's a Seal Strider? Didn't think that this would be that big of a location, but apparently it was. And Vision Rod. Which is... This rope is blocking my way. Thank you. For allowing me to actually jump over you. You're right. I don't think that there was really a very good cellar here anywhere though. Well, this is a trade house, so I guess I could go and try to have a look if I can
You want something?
sell something more in here. No, I think this was a trade house that wasn't really to our liking, but I guess we'll see. Well, I can sell something. He actually has a pretty decent amount of gold, considering 1,200. A lot more than a lot of people would have. So, not that bad. Yeah, I think I can sell the ebony short sword. I don't want to be carrying it around. There you go. To be honest, we're carrying anyways way too much. What can I give up? So, what's the agenda? Can't remember. Well, there's a lot of things that we could of course do. I would say there's plenty of choices that we could do. We could go and continue with our Telvanni progress, which I will probably go and do later. But I was thinking of going back to the Ursulaku camp. It is the place where we got our main mission of trying to go into this place, and while we are already up here, I thought that why not go and just go and do this now. Like, the only problem is that I still have a huge amount of stuff in my inventory, but we have enough money now, so I think we can just drop some stuff maybe somewhere along the way, I think. Let's see, can we fix anything? Let's use some of our hammers a little bit. And try to increase our repair skills. Hey, got them all repaired. And used most of our hammers, so that's at least good. So... I definitely have a pretty decent amount of these souls catched at the moment. I even have a Flamatronus and an Okrim. So not too bad as such. Okrim is especially pretty valuable actually. Not that bad. I have too many books. Was there something that I should sell from here? Should I read something? The Hope of the Redoran I know I haven't read, so maybe I should read it while we're at it. It's not that long, and then we can just sell it. So, The Hope of the Redoran by Turiel Nirit. One of the few magical arts the psychics of Artium have kept to themselves, away from the common spells and schools of the Mages Guild, is the gift of divination. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, omens and prophecies abound in Tamriel, some of substance, others of pure folly, and still others so ambiguous as to be unverifiable. There are still other prophecies kept secret, from the prophecies of Trosidiat in Elsewhere and the Nerevarine in Morrowind, to the Elder Scrolls themselves. So the Elder Scrolls themselves is some sort of a prophecy? I didn't know that actually. Nerevarine is just one of the prophecies and Elder Scrolls themselves is a prophecy. Did you know that, Tajunta? The Nord nobility have a tradition of having omens read for their children. In general, these readings are of the obscure variety. One of my acquaintances told me that her parents were told, for example, that their daughter would have her life rescued by a snake, and so gave her the name Serpentkin in a special ceremony. And this young lady, Aria Valkor Serpentkin, was indeed saved by a snake many years later, when an assassin creeped on her stepped on a Dawnsworm viper. Intriguing. Occasionally, omens seem to be almost purposefully misleading, as if the Poetia had crafted them as traps. I recall one particularly. Many, many years ago, a male child was born into the house Redoran. It was a very difficult birth, and the mother was delirious and near death by the time it was over. She chanted just as her son came into the world, and she passed from it. Fortune has smiled this day, not frowned. My child will be mighty in mind and in arm. He shall bring hope to House Redoran. Neither spell nor plague shall hurt the man, nor illness nor poison cause any harm. His blood shall never drop on the ground. And you didn't know that either, The boy, named Andas, was indeed extraordinary. He never was ill, and never suffered so much as a scratch all through his childhood. He was also quite intelligent and strong, which, combined with his invulnerability, caused many to call him, after his mother's omen, the Hope of the Redoran. Of course, anyone who is called the Hope of the Redoran will eventually develop some taint of impertinence, and it wasn't long before he had enemies. His first enemy was his cousin Atin, who had borne much abuse at the hands of Andas. Primary among the crutches was that Atun had been sent to Rihat to complete his education at Andas's insistence. When Atun returned from Hammerfell, it was because of the death of his father, who had also been a councillor of the house. Atun was old enough to take his seat in the council, but Andas claimed the seat as well, saying that his cousin had been gone for too long from Morrowind and didn't understand politics as he did. The majority of the house agreed with Andas, wanting to see the Hope of the Redoran rise quickly. Interesting. Atun exercised his right to combat his cousin for the seat. No one thought he had any chance of winning, of course, but the battle was scheduled to commence the following morn. Andas fought and dined and drank with the councillors that night, confident that his place in the house was secured and the hopeful new dawn of House Redoran was rising. Atun retired to his castle with his friends. Anders' enemies and his servants he had brought from Hammerfell. Attune and his friends were discussing the duel morosely when one of his old teachers, a warrior called Shardi, came into the hall. She had grown quite proud of her student over the years in Hammerfell, proud enough to accompany him across the empire to his family's land, and wanted to know why they had so little confidence in his odds in the battle. They explained to her Anders' uncommon blessings and the nature of his mother's omen. If he can't be harmed by disease, poison, magicka, and his blood can never be spilled, what hope have I of ever besting him? Cried Atin. Have you remembered nothing I taught you? Replied Sharti. Is there no weapon you can think of that will slay without blood? Are swords and spears and arrows the only items in your arsenal? Atin quickly realized the weapon Sharti was speaking of, but it seemed absurd. Not only absurd, but pathetic and primitive. I would assume words? Speech? Still, it was the only hope he had. All that night, Sharti trained him in the art and technique, showing him in the warrior swings and stances her people had developed in Albion Gora. Counterattacks, yeah, I was thinking then in this that... Yeah, no, poison is, well, it was about disease, but counterattacks. You kinda just use his own attacks against himself. So that's interesting. Probably could very well work. Feints and blocks imported from Yokuda, the classic one, and two-handed crest for the most ancient weapon in history. The cousins faced one another the next morning, and never have two combatants looked so unevenly matched. Anders' entrance brought great cheer, for not only was he much beloved as the hope of the Redoran, but as his victory was the foregone conclusion, most wanted to be in good standing with him. His shining mail and blade drew admiration and awe. By contrast, Atun drew a gasp of surprise and only a smattering of polite applause. He appeared costumed and armed like a barbarian. As Shardi had suggested, Atun allowed Anders to attack first. The hope of the Redoran was eager to finish the battle and take the power he deserved quickly. The blade pushed by Anders' mighty arm slashed across Atun's chest, but shallowly, and before it could be counter-swung, Atun knocked it back with his own weapon. When Atun attacked and wounded Anders, the hope of the Redoran was so surprised by being hurt for the first time in his life, he dropped his sword. The less said about the end of the battle, the better. Suffice it to say that Atun, wielding a simple club, battered Anders to death without spilling a drop of blood. Intriguing. Atun took his father's seat as counselor, and it was then said that the hope in the omen referred to Atun, not Anders. After all, had Anders not tried to take the counselor's seat away from his cousin, Atun, being not very ambitious, might have never tried to get it. It can certainly be argued that way, I suppose. So who was actually the hope of Redoran? I wonder, what was the hope of the Redoran? So, interesting story though, I'd say. Doors of Spirit I definitely could at least go and sell. I don't remember the madness of Pelagius. And yes, a plot twist. Real Nerevar. Spirits of the Dead I have definitely also read. It's not exactly like I'm gonna be getting anything from the sky for though anymore when I sold that blade, but in some sense I actually like that story though, so maybe I should keep the hope of Redoran, but I definitely would like to sell at least the Doors of Spirit, Spirits of the Dedra. Yeah. We can always get that again if we wish. And truly, I don't want this Nahsa Quata Quackis books in my inventory. And thus, it does seem a little bit of a waste to sell them all without actually getting anything in return, though. I'm pretty sure I read this, but then I'm thinking, oh, I'm not sure anymore. Did I read it? I did read The Breed in Water, but it was kind of an interesting story too, I think. Everything is interesting stories. Yeah, cure poison potions aren't good enough. You can take the scuttles, I guess. And a script jelly. And a root brush. I like to keep everything. It's just a little bit my problem, I guess. Can take the restore health, I guess. Still sold, which is kind of the unfortunate thing though, after I took those, but let's just get rid of this. I have enough gold, so that's fine.
Don't stand about.
I'm not standing about. And then with more stuff to carry. Well, the books weighed more than the few potions and the like, and a few well, these type of ingredients, I'd say. So I wouldn't exactly agree with that. Maybe I should even try to do some crafting for a change. Okay, just the question, what would I try to do? Since we have a huge amount of ash. So this would be resist magicka. Do we have anything that has resist magicka as something we can see as a ability over here, or no? Restore magicka. That's just train agility. Resist. That's the problem, I'm thinking. Easily forget. It was a resist magicka that I was looking for. Not restore. Resist magicka. There's so many things that do different things, but I just can't find the one that would actually do what I need other than frost salts. But it does actually restore magicka too. It's just god damn it. Burden, fortify. Restores, a lot of restores. Just lots of everything. I should really use the raw ebony to something, even if it would just be for cure poison, considering it's way too heavy stuff to be carrying around. I guess I don't have resist magicka over here in any other thing that I can at least see as a ability. I really don't see any, at least. Nope. No can see. That's really not even a good one. That wrapped corpus meat. Okay, so what could I then have? I don't know. There's a lot of this bone meal, sure. Restore agility. Not exactly the most useful things, but of course I should just get something done. Okay, restore health. Yeah, I do have a lot of ingredients if they only did something that I want them to do. And if I would be able to actually craft them, considering my alchemy isn't that great. But as such, I would need to be training this sometimes too if I'm gonna actually be able to craft more potions in the future. God damn it. Where is the restore health? I did, I guess, use most of the things that we're able to do restore health, so that's the problem there. Emerald scan. Emeralds are really expensive though. Kind of ashamed to be using them right away. But so, emeralds are pretty good for sure, considering they can do the restore health. Definitely not bad. I don't really even see any others that would do that. at the moment, so I guess I can try to craft this from the emeralds, though I have a bad feeling that this will very much fail. Just a little bit of liquid and then emeralds. Your potion failed. Your potion failed. Hey, I created one potion. Ooh. I wonder where's my potion. It's not that. Where is the potion that I crafted? I do have way too many of these. Yeah, because I needed them for that one person anyways, those, for some purpose. Like, I needed to take into that one city some of those cure things anyways. Restore fatigues. That's my restore health. 7 to 14 hit points. Or 7 to 14. So not too bad as us. 7 health for 14 seconds. This is 20 for 5 seconds. So definitely not bad one. Bad restore health. But one potion. One potion more. Well, I guess it's okay. I guess I should really... like to be getting into the spot. Thank you. So I can actually drop into water after just resting for 1 hour so that we can at least get our fatigue back. And then we can just be heading on, I'd say. Let's put that again and then just equip our boots of the blinding speed. Easy. Easy going and maneuvering over here. Yeah, while we are already up here, then why not go and just go and do the mission completely, I'd say. Loading area. There's the shipwreck. But then we need to, of course, walk some more before we actually reach our destination. Just renew the water walking, so we can just continue on without stopping. This is like a GPS type of a maneuvering though, sort of, I'd say. Okay, there is something here which I guess I should be going and having a look at. Besides, we're pretty much there. So, and yeah, pro stats. Strats even. Die. Do you have anything? Nope. Nothing for me. You beetle. I'll take your shulk resin, I guess. I didn't even notice, Luke, how much that exactly, or what it exactly gave us, but nonetheless. Somebody is watching by the shore like, what the hell? Possibly. Maybe I can try to get your soul. You failed casting the spell. You failed casting the spell. You failed casting the spell, unfortunately. And you failed casting the spell. No fatigue. And so I failed. Hey, that skin is nice though. So sure, I'll be taking that. Damn it, I can't type. I can type or you can't type. That's the question. That is on everybody's mind. Can you or can you not? You did say though that you can type, so I expect better from you then. So yes, Ursulago camp is right next to here, but as such we don't need to be going there. We need to try to be heading into the Gogoroon. So let's just be heading onwards into there. We don't need to be stopping at the camp. As such, in all honesty, I should rest just a little bit so that we could be getting all our magicka back, because we don't know if we get into a battle and would need the magic ready, and then we wouldn't have it. Well, actually we haven't even visited that spot, which is kind of strange. I thought that we must have visited here because we visited almost everywhere over here, and then I'm immediately, I'm gonna go and investigate this. I like to leave an open ending, if you will. Kind of throwing the ball to the listener, so it seems, Tayunda, for sure. So it definitely seems. Sorry. Deceased. Cleave Razor. Well, it's Trad Ancestral Tomb. Whatever that is. I guess I'll go and visit there quickly. There's a little bit of torches, mostly not though. Guess I'll be equipping this other sword then. Glass Viper is pretty much the one that I was meaning to really equip. And then we would need the torch. So we could actually see something while going down this winding path. Hello? Well, that was a trapdoor. Yeah, I know. Spellcasting is usually based on skill with that school of magic, but with Soul Trap, the level of your target is also a factor. Alrighty. I didn't exactly know that, no. But, yeah, it's interesting. Thanks for the information. Well, well. I was thinking that it probably just failed because I was so low on fatigue, which I think is more of a factor in there. But maybe it was the other one too. Let's see. Let's try to probe this. And then get our sword back. And the sword ready. Guess we're kind of getting around then. Just a hallway with another trapdoor. And you need me to equip my probe again. Trap disarmed. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream anyways. Hopefully you shall enjoy. And let's see. If we can go and investigate. That just let... I have a recollection, strangely, about this sort of a location, but maybe we visited another tomb that is similar to this. I'm not sure. Or maybe I remember this from far, far away. I'm not sure. Hello. Probably there's another one that is relatively similar to this one. I was already thinking, oh, can I even loot you? Could be fatigue, yeah, never mind then. Yeah, no more worries, it's probably still a factor, but I think here it was the reason that I was just way too low on fatigue. I saw someone, I think. Yes, hello. Target resisted the magic. Well, no wonder, because it's poison. But still, I'm happy enough to kill this, so that it doesn't come and surprise us while we're looting this area. Not that there's a lot of stuff here, but... well, we got another probe. We used one, and then we get another one. Scroll of Nidala's Knack. I guess I'll take it, even though it's not really something that I probably need. Still. Another trap chest. The hope... kind of funny. We just read this book, and now we find another one. I guess I should have sold that. Maybe this is an omen again. Maybe this is another omen. It was talking about all the omens. Maybe this is one too. I find one when I read it before, just previously, before I started to actually journey this way. Aw, it's been used up. Well, we'll see if I can manage to actually disarm this without actually having to open it without. Yay. Glass Viper Sword. It was interesting enough. Might as well pick up another copy. Yeah, totally. Well, I guess I'll pick up the Exquisite Ring. Not a lot for that chest. Hello, Scamp. I guess I may as well go and try to see if I can trap your soul. Not that you are as valuable, but, well, you happen to be around, so when we still have some common ones that didn't have any. So you have a Tremora, Flame Atronach, Tremora, Scamp, and one common soul gem without anything in it, one lesser soul gem, then a Grand soul gem, and then we have a Crater soul gem and a Crater soul gem with the Okrim and Flame Atronach. I'm not sure which spirits exactly need the Grand soul gem, but pretty much we don't have a lot more of these common soul gems though that we can actually use. So shouldn't be trying to capture a lot more spirits, I could say. Assume. Let's just go down this place then. Trapdoor, sort of. It's just a lot of bones. I didn't think that there's probably not a lot here, but still, gotta at least go and have a quick peek. At least this place has been looked through completely, as much as there is to it. So let's just go back up then. I am a dark elf. I am playing a dark elf, Felensaretti. Yeah, let's unequip that, put this Mage Bane on, and head on out. And we are at the moment going, especially in the Telvanni Guild, and then in the Mage's Guild, even though I do a lot less magic actually than I should. I should cast it a lot more, which does remind me that I still haven't even tried to use this that I created, the Fire Blast, so I guess I should really at least try it at something. Well, it almost died. Hey, it died. See? It just used all my magic. So that's great. One Fire Blast that can be shot once and then you have are completely out of magic. It's really useful. One time shot. Maybe if I actually got some more magic some point or some more spell points, but I'm Redman's out of it. I guess we could be going and resting during the night and start moving again when it's then the morning time, because I don't like to be moving when it's the night time here. It's so dark. But otherwise, a nice fireball and great blast area and everything. Just a shame that we have so little magic. I would like to be just casting around, but maybe I should do a really low level that would do very little damage like this. That would be like this, but just would do very little damage, and then I could be just shooting it around and just actually train our destruction a lot more, because this isn't really a very efficient way to try to be training the destruction at all. Considering how long blade is just increasing and increasing because I just use it because it's so easy to use. At least alteration does have its uses anyway, so I do use it from time to time, pretty much automatically. And of course I would like to be getting our mysticism up, which, well, it's 18. I guess it's something. But yeah, we are a spell sword. Our spellcasting specialist trained to support Imperial troops in skirmish and battle. So that is our class. So you usually go north in Morrowind, usually knight or healer. Well, I guess I could try to do a frostbite. It doesn't cost a lot of magic and it's a little bit different than the firebite that we've been doing, but of course it's a touch-based magic as well. I usually have gone the food elven path and been a little bit more sneaky marksman, but I didn't want to exactly go the sneaky way. It's just that I do so poorly in all reality of growing my magic skills that I should be growing, so I just be casting a lot more. But of course there's also the problem that the fatigue affects so much. If we're gonna be successful with it, then we're gonna be running out of it and all of that. Hey, We killed this unit at least with the magic now. I should really be practicing using it, especially when we have a decent amount of magic for use right now. That looks quite nice. Very smoky. Or, what's the word? Misty, yes. And then the sun over there. This is very efficient in killing them though. 2. That's just like 2 shots of this and it's dead. As such, at least we have our backup weapon of a longsword that we can use very efficiently. If I can try to go and actually use a lot more of the magic now, I should really be using it after all. For sure. Frost should be very efficient against you. Well, you're almost dead. The only problem is that we are actually getting relatively low. Also, in Magicka. It's already halfway while using this. And then on the sunrise we see a cliffhanger. And yeah, I've been sometimes calling them cliffhangers because they are kind of like cliffhangers. They don't always really raise to the crowd. Sometimes just hang about on the top and so on and forth. So I don't think it's an exactly incorrect term to them. Come down here so I can mayhap go and deal with you. Well, I think you see me. Alchemist is a neat playthrough as well. Yeah, I think that back in the day when I played this, I haven't never completed Morrowind. I have played it far, but I haven't completed it. At the moment, we are in the situation where we are immune to the, of course, like, where's the thing? Yeah, resist corpus disease immunity. And I think that I visited some of the villages over here too somewhere. But I don't exactly remember what is the exact spot where I got into the main story then. Never visited here, other than with levitation on top, so that I was able to see the area. But otherwise I never visited here. So there's some things that are still going to be blind. And then I want to be going with the Telvanni Guild, Theater and all that. We do have a decent amount of region explored. Of course this area is completely blind to me. I did have the expansion back in the day, but I only once visited there with a very low level. So that will be completely new for me to go and actually explore. And of course I have even the Tamriel rebuild if I will be going and exploring that. Can't get to you easily though. My cliff racer friend. Eh, why must you be there? Just would want to come and deal with you. I'm like... Hey, I hit you. I hit you again. Oh, such ways to be using anything like and then my long blade increases. Not the other one. This one is a great example. What do you exactly mean now, Tayunta? I was thinking that... What do you actually refer to? And I'm not sure now. Just come here. I need to kill you so that I can rest and get my magicka back. See. Okay. Just rest a little bit. You. Very frozen little rat. This is one more of these places where... meant the cliffhanger. Yeah, very much indeed. It was very much hanging about there, for sure. This is one more of those places where the Pollux finger works. But I've never really explored these properly either, nor have I really ever figured out how this exactly works. So, I don't know. Maybe I should go and investigate this a little bit. Now I do, as such, have one finger, but do those fingers work into everywhere? Does this just work into one direction? I don't know exactly how this works. This Pollux finger thingies. I guess, Volivora Xenarta? I'm not sure how your name should be pronounced, but hopefully something around that. It's very hard to pronounce some of the names, for sure. But, yeah, maybe you know how this exactly works. Yeah, this was the teleport thingy that we saw, but we didn't have any Pollux fingers back in the day. And, not sure how this would be working then. Of course, this is in a different location than the one that we tried to use back in the day. It was in the swamp region where we saw one more of this, or one before. So let's just be heading into here. I can have a quick peek at least into this region. But yeah, this is definitely one of these locations. So here was the place where the teleporter would be going into. I think, yeah. Propulsion chamber. Also never explored the area inside the main chamber and the other place either, after all. It had the very dangerous Verandas propulsion. Valenvarian propulsion. Yeah, you would have to have the very specific propulsion to be able to use them to begin with. So is it always that one propulsion always takes you into one specific location? I think so. Are you not actually an enemy? I was looking at... And maybe I don't want to be casting it on this guy. Okay. I don't know you. What do you want? I don't know. I'm just kind of finding it strange that you're just hanging about here and you're not actually not an enemy. Because in the previous location there was only enemies. Quality restore speed. The marksmanship lesson. Ooh. A little bit of marksmanship skill. I guess I shall read this story, considering I'm not gonna be able to really take this with us. Considering the guy is just standing there and I don't really want to be making him mad and making him an enemy. So, the marksmanship lesson by Alla Lalette. Yeah, it is a pretty nice cover on that book. Sure is. Gelmeril Bryn had very definite opinions on how things should be done. Every slave he bought on the day he balked him or her was soundly whipped in the courtyard for a period of 1 to 3 hours, depending on the individual degree of independent spirit. The whip he used, or had his castellan use, was of wet, knot cloth, which regularly drew blood but very seldom maimed. To his great satisfaction and personal pride, few slaves ever needed to be whipped more than once. Must resist the urge to add this to collection. The memory of their first day and the sight and sound of every subsequent slave's first day stayed with them throughout their lives. When Bryn bought his first Bosmer slave, he ordered his castellan to whip him only for an hour. The creature, which Bryn had named Dop, seemed so much more delicate than the Argonians and Kashid and Orcs who made up the bulk of his slaves. Dop was clearly ill-suited for work in the mines or in the fields, but he seemed presentable enough for domestic service. Dop did his work quietly and tolerably well. Bryn occasionally had to correct him by refusing him food, but the punishment never needed to go further. Whenever guests arrived at the plantation, the sight of the exotic and elegant addition to Bryn's household staff always impressed them. "Here, you," said Yenelt Ilok, a minor but still noble member of the house in Doril, as Dop presented her with a glass of wine. "Were you born a slave?" "No, Sedura," Dop answered with a bow. "I used to rob nice ladies like you on the road." The company all laughed with delight, but Kelmeril Bryn checked with the slave trader from whom he had bought Dop and found that the story was true. The Bosmer had been a highwayman, though not one of a great notoriety, before he had been caught and sold into slavery as punishment. It seemed so extraordinary that a quiet fellow like Dop, who always looked respectfully downward at the sight of his superiors, could have been a criminal. Bryn made up his mind to question him about it. "You must have used some sort of weapon when you were robbing all those pilgrims and merchants." Bryn grinned as he watched Dop mop. "Yes," said Ura. Dop replied humbly. "A bow." Of course, you Bosmeri are supposed to be very handy with those. Bryn thought a moment and then asked, a bit of a marksman, were you? Dob nodded humbly. You will tutor my son Fodilik in archery, the master said after another moment's pause. Fodilik was 12 years of age and had been rather sadly spoiled by his mother, Prince, late 5. The boy was useless at the swordplay, fearful of being caught. He embarrassed his father's pride, but the personality defect seemed ideally suited to the bow. Bryn had his castellan purchase a finely wrought bow, several quivers of arrows, and ordered targets to be set up in the wildflower field next to the plantation house. In a few days' time, the lessons began. For the first few days, the master watched Fodilik and Dob to be certain that the slave knew how to teach. He was pleased to see the boy learn the grips and the different stances. Business corners, however, had to take precedence. Bryn only had time to see to it that the lessons were continuing, but not how well they were progressing. Kind of not necessarily a good thing to leave your boy just to learn from the slave that had been a criminal before, I'd say. It was a month's time before the issue was re-examined. Bryn had his castellan were reviewing the plantation's earnings and expenses, and they had come to the area of miscellaneous household costs. You might also check to see how many targets in the field need to be repaired. I have already anticipated that, Sedura, said the castellan. They are in pristine condition. How is that possible? Bryn shook his head. I've seen targets fall apart after only a few good shots. There shouldn't be anything left after a month's worth of lessons. There are no holes of any kind in the targets, Sedura. See for yourself. As it happened at that hour, the marksmanship lesson was underway. Bryn walked across the field, watching Dob guide Fodilik's arm as the boy took aim at the sky. The arrow flew up into an arc, over the top of the target, burying itself in the ground. Bryn examined the targets and found it to be, as his castellan said, in pristine condition. No arrow had touched it. Master Fodilik, you must pull your right arm down further, Dobbs was saying, and the follow-through is essential if you expect your arrow to gain any height. Height? Bryn snarled. What about accuracy? Unless he's been secretly racking up a high kill ratio on birds, you haven't taught my son a thing about marksmanship. Dob bowed humbly. Sedura, first Master Fodilik must become comfortable with the weapon before he need worry about accuracy. In Valenwood, we learned by watching the bolt arc at different levels, in different winds, before we try very hard to strike targets. Bryn's face turned purple with fury. I'm not a fool. I should have known not to trust a slave with my boy's education. The master grabbed Dob and showed him towards the plantation house. Dob, head down, began the humble, shuffling walk he had learned in his domestic duties. Fodilik, tears streaming down his face, tried to follow. You stay and practice, roared his father. Try aiming at the target itself, not at the sky. You're not coming back into the house until there is one hole in that damned bullseye. The boy tearfully returned to practice, while Bryn brought Dob into the courtyard and called for his whip. Dob suddenly broke away and scrambled to hide between some barrels in the center of the yard. Take your punishment, slave. I should have never shown you mercy the day I brought you. Bryn bellowed, bringing the whip down on Dob's exposed back again and again. I have to toughen you up. There'll be no more soft jobs as tutor and valet in your future. Fodilik's plaintive yell drifted in from the meadow. I can't, father. I can't hit it. Master Fodilik, Dob cried back as loud as he could, his voice shaking with pain. Keep your left arm straight and aim slightly east. The wind has changed. Interesting. Like he can tell the wind so clearly. Keep your left arm straight and aim slightly east. The wind has changed. Stop confusing my son, Bryn screamed. You'll be in the Saltris fields if I don't beat you to death first, like you deserve. Dob, the boy wailed far away. I still can't hit it. Master Fodilik, take 4 steps back, aim east, and don't be afraid of the heights. Dob tore away from the barrels, hiding under a cart near the wall. Bryn pursued him, raining down blows. The boy's arrow sailed high over the target and kept climbing, reaching a pinnacle at the edge of the plantation house. I know what this is gonna mean, I'd say. Before coming down in a magnificent arc, Bryn tasted the blood before he realized he'd been hit. Gingerly, he raised his hands and felt the arrowhead protruding out of the back of his neck. He looked at Dob crouching under the wagon and thought he saw a thin smile cross the slave's lips. Just for an instant before he died, Bryn saw the face of the rogue highwayman of Dob. Bullseye, Master Fodilik, Dob crowed. So, that's the story of the bullseye, and hello, Timely, hello. And welcome to the stream while I was reading the book. And hopefully you have had a good week as well as of course Folivora Xenartra, if you're still here too. But yeah, well, maybe you should be understanding that maybe they have a little bit of a different way of learning to use the weapon, like a bow, if they are so great at it anyways. And being able to aim like that, you're welcome, of course. Okay, let's go and have a look into here, at least inside. Yeah, it was a pretty nicely built story, I would say. It was definitely a nicely built story. Okay, so is there enemies over here then, on the other hand, is my question. So it seems. Ow. Hello, Visineko as well, and welcome to stream. Ah, it's one of you, like mommy type, well, as these zombies or whatever. At least he's not, well, a slave. And he's not as efficient against me anymore like he used to be. But yes, hello to you as well, Visineko. Okay, you won't be staying this time. Alrighty. But hello nonetheless. Hopefully you had a nice evening streaming as well. Oh god, it's scary. Okay, let's put this on and just change into the glass viper sword so we can have some sort of a weapon while we have a look through this place. A little bit. It is a very red lights and everything. Just candles everywhere, which is quite intriguing. Well, there's a lot of corpses, quite clearly. I'm actually pretty wounded. So that's something I should be worried about. Let's use a little bit of frost too. I think I need to use a restore health or something if I'm gonna be continuing in here. Sure, 1 quality restore health sounds good. These things are so beautiful. Lame corpus. It is quite of a name to be so lame. And all that. Let's just make another little save. There's another one of these corpuses. Why is there so many of these over here? I don't know. Let's use some more magic too. Still have some more magic, so why not use it? The magic users are way more scary though, like damage-wise. I was thinking that there someone else already hitting me, but no. Definitely no one else, so you're dead too. Now. Okay, there's a chest and a corpse. Well, thank you very kindly for that. It is great. Well, I guess. Ancestor ring. I wonder who would be wishing to get that. Could seem to be that it would be a very interesting one for someone. And of course there's more things that we could be carrying around, but I'm already carrying some class gear, so I think it's kind of a bad idea for me to be picking up even more. I'll pick up your boots. I'll leave you with these, I guess, for now. And yes, Finlandus is my location, Suomenmaa. So yes, from here I am. Is there anything good in here? Standard invisibility potion I can very well go and take. Jump, I guess. Fine. 45 health is good enough, I guess. And that's all good. Just a little save. As sounds we would like to get more magic too. But explore this a little bit more, I guess. Where's everyone else from? Tajunta at least and Visinek are also both from Finland. I don't like this guy either. Dagot Ganel. This, yeah. He looks pretty much like the same guy that we killed before, who was saying a lot of things to us. They look very strange, these things. I would actually have loved to go and maybe trap the soul of this thing if I could. I don't know if you can trap the soul of these things. This is quite of a place though. Didn't know this would be this big and deep. And you are American, and yes, it is very nice note. What are you doing here then? How do you belong here? I guess you are a dreamer, yes? You're just a dreamer. Dreamer dreaming about things. You feel like an outsider. No need to be feeling like an outsider, I'd say. No need at all. Sure, you're not from Finland, but... Hello, a zombie. Pretty good strikes, I'd say. Yeah, you're exotic. Very much. And yeah, dreamers would need some pants on, I would say. They could use some of those. Interesting location this. You're not exotic? Maybe you are. Maybe you just don't want to recognize it. Upper level. Intriguing. I really haven't explored these ever really a lot, so it's kind of interesting to go and have a look. I definitely don't know these things or these places. I didn't think that one of them would be invested by the Corpus Stalkers and Dreamers and everything. Seems strange to me. But so it is. Well, unless our longsword skills are great at killing this. So dark. So dark over here. Unless there's plenty of candles. They do always like to be having all these candles around. Which is, I guess, kinda nice. Kinda. There's a lot of just okay, two of these. That guy is a problem if I have to deal with also that. I think I'll just be jumping away for now. Go back downstairs, sleep and rest for a bit. I can kill the zombies, sure, but not really that at the moment, I would think. I'd have a problem killing the magic user. So I'll come and kill you at least while I can easily do so. And yes, very moody candles. And hello, what's the story of your character? Well, we are Feline Zareti, a dark elf. Of course, the normal story is of course the fact that we were sent here and everything. But we have then started to get into the Mages Guild originally when we came into here. Of course, from the unknown parents and everything. So we tried to also go and investigate the temple originally, because we wanted to learn more. Just come to conquer Fadenville in the name of Finland, surely. That's totally it. 100%. But yeah, we went into temple. And we're thinking that we would want to be learning more through it about Nerevar as well and everything, why we were here then at that one point, but we never got far in it. We pretty much did most of the pilgrim, but basically we're not going to be getting back into the temple, I would say. But we are then just doing our quest in the Great House Delvani and giving ourselves to magic, even though I do have a problem of using a longsword a lot more. But of course there's a problem that magic usually it's something of a resource that ends quite quickly. At least some skills in it. But there's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of exploration. So I've never played the game completely through, however, so... Well, thank you for the follow, Timely Hello. And, yeah. So, what else could I tell? I'm just thinking, okay, that was actually the right way, yes, to get downstairs. Continental Morrowind. Do you mean what exactly with the Continental Morrowind? Like this area, for example, of course, the island of, was it Solstheim, or what was exactly the name, is gonna be completely blind in the future. And then this is the Tamriel rebuild. I haven't visited around here yet, other than in here very shortly. Accidentally went and visited over here. But the Tamriel rebuild will be interesting to go and look into at some point. But yeah, this is of course a mod that is added into Morrowind, Tamriel rebuild. And alright, be right back. And I've never completed the complete story though, as said. I've gotten far. I haven't completely gotten into the part that I have played to by myself yet. Pretty close, I think, but not yet. Interesting that there's also the door downstairs. This is a pretty extensive location. I was meaning to go into here, and then it's just the problem that I always... Well, I'll stop by here first and have a look. Ah, did you play other tests? Not really. I like Morrowind more, and I missed too many things in Oblivion when I played. I tried to go and play it back in the day, after playing Morrowind. I tried to play also Oblivion. It didn't originally even work on my computer back then, but I just missed too many things. And I kind of felt that I wanted the game to be better without the mods already. So no, I never played a lot of Oblivion. I know what happens in it and all that. And Skyrim is definitely better, but I would have to say that I personally prefer Morrowind. So this is the game that I prefer to play. And then otherwise I play a lot of the... a little bit different type of role-playing games, more like Dragon Age Origins is one of my favorites, or Baldur's Gate 2s, and the isometric genre more than the exactly Oblivion or Skyrim. I could possibly play Skyrim, but I think Morrowind is still the best, so I like to play it. And besides, I never did finish the story yet, so I do need to do that, after all. What would be my favorite stuff? You violated the law. Yes, stuff. Yes, very much. What would be my favorite city in Morrowind? That's a good question. I kind of like all the Telvanni places in all reality. Maybe Satrit Bora would be one in the top, just because I love the Telvanni regions and the way they look. But I do love the fact how these places look different. Like the Telvanni is a very specific type of look. The Redoran places look very specifically different. And of course Vivek is very interesting big city. It is a huge city that I do like. And there's the Pilgrim that is interesting, the one where you... What's the description into it? Well, you have to go into the waterworks, canals and all that. I always like that part of it. Of course, Balmora is just one of the main first locations. So it's, of course, something that everyone remembers, I'm sure, but it's not exactly a favorite. So yeah, I guess I would have to say Satrit Mora in that sense. I love the architecture of the Telvanni locations. The mods that I have right now is, of course, the Morrowind overhaul, improving the graphics and so on. Then the Tamriel rebuild, and then I had the one which added more things that you can do in the Telvanni house. Was it the Great House Telvanni, or... I don't remember the exact name, but something like that. So those are the three exact mods that I have. Morrowind is more of its own thing. While the others seem to stray away from Elder Scrolls, mayhap. The other games seem like boring medieval era, but Morrowind is totally unique. It's a weird land of mushroom houses and flying jellyfish. And yes, that's one of the things that I also just... Oblivion couldn't grasp me in any way. It's fantastic DLC, mayhap, but it's quite of a long way to get into that fantastic DLC then. It's not quite enough for me if it has fantastic DLC. You mean the... what's the name? I know what you mean. Yeah, Shivering Isles was the name. I never played it either. I did see a little bit of my boyfriend at the time play it, but it's been quite a while. Never really saw it, unfortunately. Kind of would be nice to see it, but... well, don't know. But yeah, Shivering Isles could have been worth it to play. But otherwise, there was too many reasons that I didn't like Oblivion first and foremost. Let me go through them. Of course, the world is, first of all, as said, this has all the mushrooms. This is a very unique looking place. Oblivion wasn't unique. It was very much not unique. Also, the dungeon exploration to me was a lot worse in Oblivion than in Morrowind. Here you go and explore and you can use your levitation and everything to... it's a lot different when you don't have the levitation, and then Skyrim and Oblivion both have the fault. Especially, I think Skyrim had it even more so, to be honest. I don't remember if Oblivion had it as much, but Skyrim, at least from what I have seen, has in most cases always the convenient exit. How about older test games? Morrowind was my first game that I played, so I have never played Daggerfall or Arena. I wasn't quite young enough, or old enough to be honest, back when they came out, so haven't played them. Might... well, it's going to be difficult to get to them when you haven't ever played them before, when they are older. Though I have considered playing some other very much older games, like I love Wizardry 8, if you guys know that game. It's of course very much different than Morrowind is, but I love it very, very much. So I've considered playing, for example, Wizardry 6 and 7 at some point, even though it's going to be difficult for me to get to them. But it would be interesting to actually be able to play the full Wizardry series through, or the series that completes the kind of a trilogy. That is the story that Wizardry 8 ends. But maybe I could be giving Oblivion another chance. But I have so many games that I have to play. Or what I want to play, that I think it will be far, far on the list of games that I would be going into playing. I haven't played any of the Witcher series yet. I would need to go and get them, well, I have them, but I haven't played them yet. They would be blind playthroughs when I actually get to them. And then there's so freaking many games that I would want to be playing. You must pick only one, Kashis or Quartz. Yeah, I have a two impressive list of games to play, and Assassin's Streaming is perfect for me, considering I actually can play Morrowind without thinking of doing a series of Let's Play that would take forever to play through. On a stream I can just play little by little. Yeah, there's a few games, yes, a little bit, just a few. But yeah, the dungeon exploring is just as important to me as exploring the world, and if I feel that the dungeon isn't actually that interesting to go and explore, then it takes one aspect of the exploration and the enjoyment of going and exploring away, because it doesn't seem very logical that every freaking, for example, place that you go in, they always have the inconvenient exit and so on. Sure, it's convenient and all, but it takes away from my experience of exploring the place. It completely evaporates it. I just can't immerse myself into it because it's not a logical way to build a dungeon. Who has always, like, sure, some bandits can have convenient exits, that's completely fine, but I cannot immerse myself into that if there's always a convenient exit. It feels like then it's so gamey, it's it's not immersive at all. That's one of the faults. Back in the day in Oblivion, I had the problem that I hated the fact that I wasn't able to travel in other ways other than the map fast travel or by walking/horse. On the other hand, like here I have the Mark Recall spell, I have the boats, I have the Seal Striders, I can use levitation, I have so many ways to go and travel. In Oblivion, I had none of those things anymore, which completely evaporated my interest of playing because I didn't want to be using fast travel because it was illogical to me to just, okay, I'm just traveling fast into there, just like that. But then always having to walk everywhere or riding with the horse everywhere was also like, I can't be bothered to do this. Maybe it's a little stupid gripe that I have, but I have it nonetheless, for good reason or not. So yeah, I missed I don't understand why they had to remove the Mark Recall spells. I don't understand that. Yeah, and you've been playing Dragon Age and the convenient exits are just ridiculous. Yep. And it's even worse in my opinion, in a sense, in a lot of cases when it's the first player experience where you're supposed to go and explore the world and immerse into it even more so. And then having always that convenient exit. Then what else? Of course I miss levitation, missed that. What else? I'm pretty sure that I had some other gripes as well. And as I said, I would want those options to be there without modding. Of course, we should be saying that, or a lot of the people would say that, well, you can get mods to fix these things. You can get the mod to fix this thing and to get those boat rides and to get a ride that you can get a caravan ride and so on and forth. But I expect better. That's the problem. I expect it already to be better than for me to have to work on actually getting mods. Morrowind is already great, I just can make it better with these mods. But those things are just missing the few very essential things for me that I then would have to fix so that I would actually be able to immerse myself into the game, which is, yeah. Maybe I'm going too far in this, but I just kind of felt that I had to explain where I'm coming from with this for the game. So you walk into a ruin or something and the first door you see is locked from the other side, so you know that's the thing you are looking for. Where the thing you're looking for is, yeah, that's annoying. That surely would be annoying. That's why I don't like a lot of the very new games that are done if they have those kind of things. Or that I cannot really immerse myself into them. But do say if you completely disagree or you cannot understand why I would be annoyed of those things, but, well, I have my own just feelings what I enjoy or not, and those just can't exactly be changed then, I guess. I just don't like it. Those are just things that I have a problem with. Okay, there wasn't even anything in that direction interesting. Once the streamer played through Elder Scrolls Arena, it was actually quite nice. I think the Elder Scrolls Arena might be easier to play than the Daggerfall, if I understand, because the Daggerfall is so extensive, right? At least what I would understand. So it would probably be the harder experience to go and try to play through. But of course, it's not like I can exactly say I know for sure that to be the case. It's just my assumption. Okay, well there's a couple of dreamers. Would you want to be joining into the dreaming? Sounds good. Seems good. They have a little statue there that they're worshipping and everything. And yeah, it's really risky to rely on mods to fix things. Fallout 4 was built to have mod support, but the problems the game had could hardly be fixed with mods. Yeah. Quite of a shame. So, you guys want to be joining in there? Do come here, outside, so I can kill you first and foremost. Oh, you died quickly. I'm just like wondering. Well, maybe I was talking too much or some such, but yeah, well, it's my opinion, so everyone can have their opinions. It's good if you enjoy the games Oblivion and Skyrim and so on, just the way they are. It just doesn't mean that everyone will enjoy the same things quite the same way. Just some things just are too much of a problem for me. Maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should be. Who knows? This thing is beautiful. I think I will have a problem with this thing. I didn't even remember anything like this, to be honest, again, so that's kind of good, isn't it? Unless I think I should be using some restore health here, or I would like to have a resist magic, but I don't think I have a resist magic exactly. I guess I can put that on, but it's not really that great. Sure, I'll use the fortified health just quickly, but otherwise, just got me thinking, because the arena had these qualities that you like in Morrowind, although the graphics and combat are very dated, obviously. Yeah, that would be the only problem of trying to actually get into it. But, yeah. Otherwise, it's a possibility. This thing is also beautiful, I'd say. Does a lot of magic. Hey, I trapped a soul. That's pretty excellent. Was it a grand soul? I got massive soul. Yep. Dagot Danis. That's actually pretty valuable. Grand soul gem. I was just thinking that I'm just gonna go there and try to grab this soul for us. And, well, we did it. Hello. You came a little bit too late. Wasn't that a beautiful creature, by the way? It said this creature was very beautiful, and then he's just morphing into this sort of a thing. 6th house amulet. Sure. More meat. Well, they are certainly dreaming, I guess. You could say so. Yeah, surprise attack. I guess he's eating this. Even though it almost looks like he's just hucking the meat. You have betrayed Lord Dagot. Taste his vengeance. Was pretty beautiful. Sort of reminds me of the creatures I draw. It did remind them for sure. Did certainly remind those. Hey, more 6 spells. It would be another one of these, but definitely won't be exciting to carry that around. It's way too heavy. Hey, there's a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if I like the fact that there's a lot of stuff. Because, well... It's, question, can I really carry all of this? Sure. Silver spear. Smuggler's Island. Small chest. Take all. What's that book? Hey, Full Queen book 2. I don't have that yet, I'm pretty sure. I only have the number 1 before, right? Oh, 4. So maybe one day I actually can read the full Queen series and have all the books for it. Maybe, someday. Some beautiful day, maybe I can actually read this thing. Well, there's also Smuggler's Island by Quarry. Score, I guess. The book, most important thing. The books are the important things. Okay, let's read some more, I guess. I'm on the mood to read. So, Smuggler's Island by Quatre Anarion. It took a little over an hour for Haritoel to search the island from one end to the other. He turned back to Asriz, who was where he left him, half buried in the sand to pack his broken bones. One of the crates of Musukar was open. "You're sampling the merchandise?" asked Harituel angrily. "It takes away the pain," said Sriz. "How far away are we?" "We didn't make it as far as the mainland," said Harituel. "I can't see the coastline at all. But that's not all. I haven't found anything edible anywhere. Just weeds and a few crackling trees. And no other survivors? Asks Reese. No, it looks like we're the only ones. I guess the nice way to look at it is that we're rescued. If we were rescued, we can divide the profits between 2 rather than between 12. So we'll either be rich or dead, said Reese. That's a comfort. Threads was too battered to be of much help, but Haritwell was able to construct a crude shelter, weaving the sand weeds. As night fell on the small island, the 2 men discussed the smuggling operation and what went wrong. Their boat, laden with 5 crates of moonsugar, was supposed to meet another, the Sun Chariot, off the coast of La Aude. Who could have predicted the storm? Who could have predicted that everyone would drown? From the bold captain to the mysterious figure with ties to one of the royal houses. Everyone except for Street and Haritwell. They decided that it was all the whim of Poetiad or one or the other Tetra with cruel senses of humor. Finding fresh water was their first goal, and it turned out to be a fruitless quest. Haritwell dug deep, but there were no springs under the island, just sand and rocks. Street felt panic seizing his soul until he saw the small, quick, golden fish swimming at the edges of the island. He had read somewhere that the fish not only were food, but there was always a little fresh water within them. If he could catch one, the 2 men could be saved. With his broken legs, he was a pathetic predator, and he was soon reduced to hurling rocks at the alert and nimble little fish. Haritwell swat Street's futile endeavor for a little while before getting to work. He used his small knife to whittle a point on a long, straight tree branch until he had fashioned a spear. Again and again he thrust the spear at the fish, but he had no more success than Street and his stones. Have you never used a spear before? Asked Chris. It's not my weapon of choice, said Haritwell, quietly, watching his spray and missing another with a splash of a curse. Shoff. Street laughed. Do you want a rock? Haritwell ignored Street's murmuring. The trick, as I've heard, it is to anticipate where your target's going to go and aim your spear there, not where they are now. I just have to observe them a little longer. Why can't the little wetchers swim in straight lines? After an hour of flailing about, Haritwell by luck managed to spear a fish. The men tore it apart and ate it raw. As the days and weeks went by, Haritwell got better and better until he was able to strike quickly and with great accuracy. He could hit a fish by throwing a spear or by plunging at one at his feet. Street made fire, but being lame, he had to rely on Haritwell for old food. I could just pick up a book and read it in parts for the stream, and more audiobooks in the world, please. Yeah, I have been considering the idea of doing some audiobooks of some interesting books that could be reading them myself too. Just not even in the stream, but just overall as different kind of videos, but we'll see, and maybe in the future. But then anyways, I have to decide what kind of books those would be, but anyways. It was nearly 2 months after washing ashore that the men saw a boat on the horizon. They set a large fire, and the crew saw them. As it approached, they saw that it was the Sun Chariot, the very boat they were to have met on the night of the storm. The smugglers aboard would pay them good money for the moonsugar. Luckily, Street had used only a little bit of it, and they still had 5 nearly full crates. They were not only going to be saved, they were going to be rich, just as Haritwell had said. Are you sure that this is going to happen, that they're going to be rich and everything's going to be just perfect and fine? I wonder. What kind of books do you like? Well, all sort of books, but I've also thought about maybe reading just some of the classic ones. Of course, I've read some fantasy books and the like when I was younger, so specifically, of course, those, but all sort of books, could read all sort, and then of course just meaning that the classics, what everyone should, so to speak, read, those could be very interesting, or what could be very interesting books, some that you haven't read yet, but you think would be really interesting to read. But yeah, basically, like, for example, I don't know if you've read any fantasy books, but I read from the Well, in Finnish it's Kuolemanportti series. Back in the day, for example. That was one of those that I really enjoyed when I was a teenager. Of course, nowadays it's not exactly anymore as great, but still it was one of those series that I really enjoyed when I was younger, for example. And of course I should be reading the Game of Thrones properly, for example, nowadays. Those books, and not just watch the series. I started to read the first one, but I haven't read it properly. But basically, I can read from fantasy to sci-fi and then just read some of the very much different type of books too. Anything goes almost. Some, of course, you just enjoy more than some others. Maanmeren tarinat. I know the name, but no, I haven't read that yet. Yeah, I should read the Witcher books too, but I would wanna be at least playing the Witcher 1 and 2 before that. So that's the thing. But anyways, Haritiol excitedly started to help Sreed to his feet, but the man rose on his own. You can walk, he said, laughing. It's a miracle. Sreed is not too steady, though, said Sreed. Would you gather up the crates? Haritiol, overjoyed at rescue at long last, began picking up the crates and stacking them. I wish you could have told me that you could walk, though, mate. I could have used your help spearing Tinner all these months. I think that's the reason that he didn't start walking again. If he started to be able to walk before, he didn't really do that. And yeah, I like Stephen King. I've read like 4 books of the Black Tower, Musta Torni, series from Stephen King, and I should really read the rest of that story. Of course, that only I have in Finnish and not in English. So that's a thing, but maybe I should read them in Finnish. I don't know. Who knows? But so, yeah, I've read Stephen King too. More the Black Tower series though now. Haritiol, overjoyed at rescue at long last, began picking up. I wish you could have used your help, sir, and dinner all this once. Sreed watches though, said Sreed. You'd be surprised how much you can learn just by watching. Don't forget the 5th crate over by the tree. Sreed shuffled over to the shore and saw that the boat was only a few minutes from landing. And Sreed listens. When you said that a fortune divided by 2 was more profitable than a fortune divided by 12, Sreed listened to that too. Sreed shuffled back to the crate by the tree, and it occurred to Sreed that a fortune divided by 1 was even better. Sreed pulled the spear out of Haritiol's skull. The trajectory had been perfect. It had fallen down from the branches as soon as the crate was removed, just as he had planned. Like you said, the trick is to anticipate where your target's going to go and aim your spear there. Sreed pushed the crate to the shore and waved the boat in. So, got even better money. Divided by 1. Was able to use the anticipation and anticipate it in there and all that. Let's just pick that up then, I'd say. Anyways. Yeah, train luck. I don't really need that, I'd say. Then there's I guess I'll take that. Sure. I guess I'll leave these guys to their doings. I'm almost getting stuck to that. That wouldn't be a good idea to get stuck into that. But what do you think about that story? I can't become the one on top of there and be the one kind of worshipped, I guess could be the way to say it. Well, anyways. So, the way is upstairs or downstairs. I think that I want to go downstairs for now and see what's up there. Or, well, what's down there, I guess would be the more accurate way to say. Or thing to say. Sewers. Intriguing. I hope we won't be dropping into water with this. Another corpus. With this torch, because that will be a lovely thing for us all to listen to, I'd say. Sometimes I don't see, like they would be swinging at us and we still get damage. I didn't expect to find sewers in here though. Certainly didn't. I thought that they would have... Why is there sewers in this place? It's kind of an excellent question to me. Any answers to that? This sort of place and this extensive of a sewers. Where does this sewer lead us? Was nice, reminded a bit about the Grim story. Yeah, true enough. So many corpuses. I'm just thinking that I'm so dropping into water soon if I'm not being careful, and to be honest, I don't love this. Oh, a rat too. I don't like the fact that you've wounded me as much as you have. Which is, I guess, fine. I can always restore my health as such if I wish. So, there's that. Okay, this place used to be a city like Vivek. It's kind of just strange because it looks like the other places that have the... Like the Hlormaren was also the similar place that just had the teleportation devices, and I didn't think that this would be like old cities. Not tragic, you know. But okay, thanks for the info that it used to be like a city like Vivek. That's interesting to know. So, what's here? This is a pretty big place then though, surely. Really big place. Maybe morbid, yes. Could be an accurate way to say it. I don't know where exactly. I guess in here, yes. Well, unless my medium armor increased, so that's something. Go down, thank you very much. And Longblade is already 94 then. Yeah, smaller than Vivek. I was thinking that it can't definitely be as big as Vivek was. Or is. Vivek hasn't disappeared anywhere after all. Still, this definitely seems a lot bigger than I would have assumed it to be. Lots bigger. So what's in here then? It's going up. There's a rat. What horribleness did we find? Oh, my heavy armor even increased. What does you do? What does your meat do? Nothing really that special, at least what I see, ingredient-wise. So I guess I'll leave it for now. Well, I don't know if there's anything more interesting here in these sewers. So I guess I could just make it back upstairs then, because I don't see lots of interesting stuff here. So, I guess we can just go back upstairs. I definitely did not expect it to be like this though. Okay. Then I guess we can go back into the upstairs. It's still the magic user is always the one that I have the most problems with. So I should probably rest before going and facing off that creature over there. Magic user is always the problem for me. Yeah, until health is fine. And let's see, I'm not actually sure if the shield helps with the magic at all. I have frost shield, sure, but it's not really that great in this occasion. I guess I could maybe be casting a shield before I go really a lot in there. Specifically when we are supposedly still in a fight here. At least so to speak. Well, there's at least one of these guys, which I guess is fine. But there should also be the spellcaster, which I always have way more of a difficulty with. Well, you're no problem, of course. Is there something special here? Well, there's one chest, which has actually a lock. So I guess I should try to be picking that quickly. So we don't need to be coming back into this. Quality restore luck, fortify strength. Night eye I'll take. Fire shield, sure. I'll leave the others though, I'd say. No really necessary need for me to go and take those with me. And let's equip this back, I'd say. Was it this way anyways? Where I had been before? No, I went exactly the wrong way. Well, as such, this seems to be going around in a circle, so I guess it's fine that I come in this way. I thought that I went the right way, but maybe it was because I saw the enemy and then I just happened to go into the direction that the enemy was, and it wasn't the place that I was exactly meaning to go to kill the one that we saw before, but it's, I guess, okay. Not too big of an issue. So, what's here? Pretty much emptiness, I'd say, is here, which is fine. So why are these beings then living here? All these corpus stalkers? Or is this when the city was destroyed, they just were transformed to be like this? Or what exactly has happened? Is my question. Then, or did this just come in to live here later? I do not know. I do not see an enemy, but I guess there is one somewhere, considering we hear the fight music, battle music. Well, that goes up. Interesting. I actually, I got scared by your follow. I was thinking that there's someone attacking me. No attack. Well, thanks for the follow, Super Joe 5. And also welcome to the stream. Hope you have had also a good week like everyone else as well. Hopefully had a good week and everything. Oh, a door. Well, this just takes us all the way up here. That's fine. Seems like people got corrupted or something. Yeah, I guess so. Doesn't seem that there's much in here, though there's these sort of like pits. Ash pits or some such. Don't know what's been here. Something. Maybe there's a book explaining some of the lore behind them, maybe. I don't know. But why in that place then is one guy who isn't an enemy to us? And he's just kind of like completely normal, so to speak. Well, as normal as anyone that is just hanging about in here can be, I guess. I kind of would like to rest for just a moment so I can quickly get my fatigue back. So, sure. Just a very quick little rest. So I don't need to be waiting on our fatigue levels. And then just try to be exploring the rest of this place. I killed one here. I guess the magic user ran after me into that direction. So there's no one actually in this room now, where they used to be. Well, that's great stuff for sure. Basically, it was that one room which was very special, more so. Yeah, don't think that there's really a lot otherwise in here, but there's still the magic user here somewhere. And a battle that is just continuing forever. And ever. And ever. So what's the deal with this? What has been behind that door? Because I think that's a door. What is this thing? Questions. Questions always and every time and about everything. Doesn't seem that there's anything here either, so I guess we are pretty much ready to be just heading off. There you are. In the very final area, I found you. That was actually trying to attack us for a very long time. Strange. Strange things. But I guess we killed everything in here, so that's fine. Yeah, everything's been cleared. Too. Well, yes, that was just the sewers. I was thinking that what is that place actually? Well, it's the sewers, you know. just sewers. I'm not sure actually if there would have been another location to go from the sewers. I guess I could just have a little quick peek into the sewers and have a look into the map if we can see anything else. But at least I didn't see anything when I visited here. Not sure if I could easily cross into there. Like there might be something else. I'm not sure if it's worth exploring though. I'm kind of inclined to think that not, because it didn't look very interesting to me. I think we can just go and actually try to get into my destination that I was trying to be leaving into a long time before I again got sidetracked into this place. Completely sidetracked into a wrong location. Okay, so let's see. Then I would need to go into there, so over that direction. And I don't need this torch in my hat, so let's just change that as well. I think I gotta go from around here though, considering I hardly can just jump this wall. So let's just go from here, I'd say. And maybe one day I'll actually get into my destination. Today. It's already soon 11 o'clock, so a couple of hours not getting to my destination, even though we fought for, or even though it was my aim from the very start of the session. Of course, I've also been reading books, so I guess I could be counting that as part of my really aim to be reading those books. It's always good to read some more books. Get some more stories and everything. Oh, Nick Sound. Hello, Nick Sound. You're just a weird looking creature too, aren't ya? Not very big of a threat, but... And the cliffhangers, all just hanging about. A little bit racing and a little bit of hanging. A little bit of boat. Come hang closer to me. Oh, I guess that's enough. I can't cross here. Fine. Just wanted to climb this mountain, but no. No mountain climbing for me. Yes, choose the books, yep. Very much so. Very, very much so. Okay, so we should be pretty much there though. It's interesting to also be able to see the ghost fence from here, as you can see. The ghost fence that we saw from the other direction that is like surrounding this full mountain, the red mountain. Okay, so it's basically just another location of these. I assume. Gagaroon is also like a town, then, sort of. I didn't expect to find another one. Maybe that sewer would connect into this sewer. I don't know. Maybe. So, anyways, I guess I should have a look what exactly I was supposed to do here. So, let's try to see. It was before all the gateway hauntings and before the mouth jobs. Haunting, hospitality papers.